I would love for you to tell us a little bit about, the part-time programs, the e-program, and then we'll eventually get into the online program as well.
Yeah, so if you think about it, our executive MBAs, they're a fast-forwarded version of our PMBAs and our online MBAs, and to some extent, the full-time MBAs,
And
right?
what are the PMBAs just for
The
anyone watching?
PMBAs are professional MBAs. The online MBAs is our online MBA program, right? And these are all part-time programs. Everybody in that is a working professional going to school either at night or on a Friday, Saturday once a month, and then or online, depending on your program. And the executive MBAs, their average age is 43, 44, average of 18 years of work experience, and an average of about 12 years leadership experience. They come to class in person once a month on a Friday, Saturday, and the rest of their time they do distance work. So working on things off and, in a distance.
Right.
Our PMBAs, our professional MBAs, they attend classes either at night or on Saturdays for 17 to 23 months, depending on their track. And again, they're younger, greener versions of our EMBAs. They've got about 8 years experience. Their average age is 31, and they don't have as much leadership experience, and some don't have any. So they're younger, greener, but their goals are the same, right? They want to move up. They want to sometimes change industries. And then our online MBAs, they do all of their work asynchronously offline. So this was built for folks who want that MBA from Terry. They want the brand, they want the rigor, but they either don't live in Atlanta, right? So they can't be in person in a classroom, or they live in Atlanta, but they travel a lot and thus can't be in a classroom. But they have the same kind of age. They're a little bit older than the OMBA, than the PMBAs by a year or two, and they have about a year more experience typically. But it's the same curriculum, it's the same time frame, it's all of that is the same. The core for all three is the same. The difference is who's in the room, age, and experience.
Yeah, one thing I would love for you to touch on as well is the faculty. From my understanding, a lot of the same professors you would get here at the full time, you would get in some of the online programs as well.
You would. So I teach in all four programs, right? Full-time and the three part-time programs. But there's several faculty who do that, from the management department, the finance department, econ, trying to think what else, marketing. Yeah, you have a lot of the same faculty across all three. The core curriculum is the same across all three. A lot of the electives are offered the same across there. But if you think about, again, the difference is who's in the room. The conversations are different. The discussions are different.
Right.
The degree of difficulty, so to speak, of what I would expect from a student who's been at work 3 or 4 years versus 20 years,
Right.
that comes out in what you expect in the program and the level of work.
No, that's actually an excellent point. I think of all the people I've asked this question to, I think you're uniquely qualified. Um, what is it about the University of Georgia's programs that you think kind of sets them apart from other programs in the country?
So I think one, it's the combination of the academic rigor, right? Our programs are tough, they're competitive, they're well ranked. We're selective across all four, but yet we're not distant as far as faculty and students, right? Students are a cohort model. They get to know each other really well. All of our programs put a lot of time into making sure students network and really build that bond and that relationship skill coming out of it. And I think our faculty is really, really accessible, probably more than most. Um, it's not this huge separation of faculty to student, right? Our faculty attends events with students, right? We're open to, hey, set up time to talk to me about this company you're looking at or that. We're here if you need to help prep for interviews. So it's the rigor, but it's also the relationships and the closeness of who's in that room and how you can access them and use that in your career journey. And I think most are like me in this, right? We get calls and emails from students down the line. Happy to give a recommendation, right? Happy to tell you a little bit about this aspect of the interview that you're getting questions on, right? It's the accessibility of faculty and frankly the administration and staff too to our students that I think is a little bit different for us. And
Right.
then the strength of our alumni and how they work with students, right? I've seen students reach out to alumni for questions about a job or contacts, right? There's a bond there and a loyalty, I think, that everyone feels for these programs that they're so proud of that is really special.
Gotcha. I think that's fantastic. I just kind of want to wrap up with this. The online program specifically is kind of pretty much brand new from my
Mhm.
understanding, and you've built it yourself. I think that's a really incredible accomplishment. I just kind of want to give you the floor if there's anything that you would want to say to the people who are considering the online program and if they're kind of right for the program.
Yeah, so Our online program, we're about to graduate our second class, right? So we've admitted and have our third class going through it, about to graduate the second class. And it's an exceptional program. It's targeted for people who can't be in the classroom every day. If you can have your butt in a seat in a classroom every day, there's nothing better than that, right? But if you can't, and a large population of folks can't, which is why we built this program, the next best thing is the Online MBA through Terry, because it's the same faculty, it's the same degree of difficulty, it's rigorous, it's the same classes, and it's a lot of the same networking events, right? We have virtual and in-person networking events. We have a in-person residency if you want it. We have the ability to do a domestic and an international residency, just like the in-person programs. And those were conscious decisions, because just because you're online doesn't mean you don't want to be engaged. It doesn't mean you don't want to do some things in person. It means you need the flexibility to do the work and the academic side of it when it suits you. And it's not a free for all, right? There are still deadlines. There is still a module start and a module end. There are still dates that you have to submit work. So it's flexible, but it does have guardrails and boundaries around it to keep students focused and on point. And one thing I'm really, really proud of, our attrition rate in that program is less than 2%,
Wow.
right? That means of 100 students, we lose less than two going through the life cycle. For an online program, that's exceptional. There are many out there that lose 20, 30, people who just walk away from it, right? We're very intentional in who we select. They often have a tie or something to UGA or to Terry that makes them sticky, which is something we look for.
Right.
But we really look for people who are doing it for the right reason. I travel, I live in Montana, I can't be there in person, therefore I want this instead. I think that's why. And then that goes to, Dean, now Provost Ayers, who was in on this, right? Mike Farr, Shantanu, all of the folks who worked with us, my team in Atlanta. The way we built it so intentionally, the way we run it so intentionally, I think is why we have that level of engagement we do and the lack of attrition, right? It's a great program. It's the same brand, the same everything as our in-person programs are. We did not cheapen out on anything around it.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed your class and learning from you.
Thank you.
But more than that, I really just want to thank you for the excitement and the passion you bring to really expanding the MBA experience beyond just the people who can actually be here in the classroom every day. And I think that's really exciting. If
Awesome.
you or
Mhm.
someone else you know are interested in getting involved or applying to any of the amazing programs we have here to be an MBA at the University of Georgia's Terry College of Business, all of the links for the full-time program, the professional program, the executive program, and the online program, headed by Miss Susan Brown here, will be in the description below. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.